Grab your print or digital copy of Go Queen magazine today. Stay inspired by the incredible stories and features inside. Visit our website to grab your copy now. Welcome back to the Q Chat, where we celebrate incredible women who are making their mark and spreading a powerful message of self-love, empowerment, and resilience. Join us today for a memorable conversation with the iconic Melba Moore, the Tony Award-winning, 4-time Grammy-nominated vocalist, actress, and recent Hollywood Walk of Fame honoree, who lit up television screens in the 1970s and 80s and also appeared in major motion pictures. From her show-stopping performances on Broadway and Hair and Purlie to her beloved hits like Lean on Me and You Stepped Into My Life, Miss Moore has captivated audiences for decades. In this episode, she opens up about her latest album, Imagine, the exciting honor of receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and her upcoming role in the Don B. Welch's faith-driven gospel play, Heavenbound. Tune in to hear how her faith, her enduring passion for music, storytelling, and uplifting messages continues to light the way for future generations to come.
She's bring about her business, working hard on a mission. Head high, purpose driven, crown on, never tilted, go queen. Go queen. Go queen. Go queen.
Amazing. I don't really have words, but I wrote a few things down because I knew that I would get so dumbfounded. I wouldn't be able to say anything. So I hope I'm telling you a few things that you haven't been told already. I was born in Harlem Hospital, New York City, to a single-parent mother. She was her first profession was as a big band singer. My father's name was Teddy Hill.
Oh, there we go. Wow. And Melba, straight ahead, please. That's a little smile. In the middle.
Thank you guys for joining another episode of the Q Chat. Today I have a very special guest. She's a legend. It's such a blessing to have her on the platform. It's the legendary Tony-winning artist, Miss Melba Moore. And today we're going to talk about some great things that she has coming up. She's going to be in a play called Heavenbound, and she also has a great album out right now and a beautiful single called Imagine. So we're just going to chat it up with her and learn some different things about her journey and everything that she has going on right now. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with you, talking about me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As I said, it's such a blessing to have you on our platform. So I wanted to dive in and start off immediately by talking about your album, Imagine. I know that is on your daughter's label, and you also have this great single, which is also the title of the album called Imagine. So I just wanted to talk to you first about that. How was that experience? And can you tell us some more about this amazing single?
Well, have you heard it at all?
Yes, I have, and it's so beautiful. And there's a line I actually wanted to quote if you're okay with that. I know there's a line that says, "Can you imagine a place of peace? Imagine if love filled every street, no more hate, we'd all be free. Imagine how pure this world will be." And as you know, these past few months, things have been kind of all over the place. So it's so beautiful to have a reminder that we should love. So tell us some more about this single.
Well, I think it's a very important message. Of course, peace for the world is timeless. It's nothing new, but fortunately or unfortunately, we always have to be reminded of just how important peace is to us. And well, I guess the subject is very, very important, but I guess it doesn't mean anything to anybody listening to us now, unless they've actually heard the music, because I think that's the key in terms of why Imagine the song is likable or lovable or something that you want people to experience. And I would say that the category might be smooth jazz. And I think I want people to listen to the music. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think it starts with this beautiful guitar playing. And I think that's important because before the the singing comes in, the mood is already established.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of sweetness and calmness and beauty and excellence. And I think it's just great. But that's only important if you hear the song.
Yeah.
And I feel that also to say that I'm sharing the baton. I don't know if I'm exactly passing it on to my daughter because she found the music for me. It's on her label. And so I'm going to my next level, I think. Executive producer, charge of it. But then I bring aboard everybody that I say. I don't look to the record company like in the old days, like if it was CBS Records or Mercury Records or Universal Records. Now it's Gallery Entertainment. That's the name of the label. I didn't name it. That's what my daughter named it. Her name is Charlie. And so she's my new boss. And so it's a new day for me personally, because now I'm kind of a senior executive, I guess. And so time has passed for me. For those people that are experiencing me now, it's now. So there's a lot going on, and everybody's going through extreme, deep changes. And so I feel like I'm right in tune with everything and everybody. And so everything that we do is really not just personally important, but is really vital. And if you have the microphone and the camera, if you're in the public eye, well, I like to be responsible for the content that I put out. I'm an adult. I don't just want to hit record. I wanted to do something really positive to the person that participates with the success that I hope I have with it.
Awesome. That's great. And I know, like I said, you're a legend. You've been out for I mean, I grew up watching you actually. So, and I know you said like you're the boss now, your daughter's the boss. So how is the experience now? It sounds like this is something brand new territory for you. Like, is it a new experience now as opposed to, I know you said it's different with the labels and things like that. So how does that feel? Because you've had such a legendary career over decades to have a project right now where you said it feels new. Like what type of feeling is that?
Well, like you're really responsible, like you first get your driver's license and you're out on the road in that car and you're behind the wheel. You got to know what the rules are. And you know, you can be a legend, a veteran or whatever, but you're in charge now. So you have to think differently. You have to kind of remember what people have said to you. Remember what your experiences have been. Remember what they are now. You're stepping from one place now to another place in responsibility. And, you know, you're giving me an opportunity to talk about this. Thank you very much. But the work has to speak for itself. And so that's a really different feeling and experience. There's no one to blame if that's what I wanted to do. The buck stops with me. I can ask a lot of people's opinions, but now I got to decide whether I think they're going to be right or not, or else I'm going to suffer for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have suffered for it before, but you had a whole host of people in charge of a company or doing different jobs to create an A&R team, publicity team, marketing team. And they were all professionals. And you get to think about, I guess, the structure of something in a certain way, especially if it's been a long time. And you get to think about yourself and everything in a certain way if you've done it for a long time. But things keep changing. One thing I remember about my life in this industry, I come from an entertainer's family, and that's the one thing they always said: don't get used to nothing because it's going to keep changing. So you have kind of like an antenna of always, and if you last, you know it's going to come.
Yeah.
But you know, you're always really concerned because if you're in charge, I mean, you know, like I didn't go to business school. You know, a corporation is different than a music class. It's very different. How you run a business, for instance. It's
Right.
very different. But one of the things I have learned over the last, say, 15, 20 years of being in charge of my own personal career, pretty much, is I've learned about how businesses work and what they all have in common, whether it's music or any business. Not that I know everything, but I know certain things are not gonna work for me.
Right,
So I
right.
don't do that anymore. But I also know certain things, regardless of what you're doing, you have to get the word out there. You have to have a following. You have to understand how the marketing works during your era. And I know since I was born into the industry, the structure of the business in some ways has changed drastically. In some ways, there have been some commonalities that always kind of flow through it.
Mm.
Well, was that your question? But it's different. It's the same and it's different. How can I say
Right,
to you?
right. And just from your answer, I feel like you have, like I said, you're a legend. You've been doing this for decades, but it seems like you're so adaptable to changes. Do you think that's a key to your longevity? Because when I got the opportunity to talk to you, I was so excited. You know, like I said, I've watched you since I was a child. I'm almost 50. So I'm like, this is amazing. And you're still working. You have your single, you're gonna be in your play. And like I said, people from my generation, of course, they know Melba Moore. So do you think that's a key to your longevity? Because you seem so open to learning, even after you've been in this game this entire time.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that I'm grateful for, because I don't know that's something that everybody can do, because there's a lack of comfort in that.
Mhm.
But if you can adapt, I think it makes life livable. And of course, it's difficult being in an area where you're talking about popularity and fame, because it seemingly changes so much.
Yeah. Mm.
And but what I feel is that you have to develop a flexible sense of your identity, and so you don't lose yourself somehow.
Right. And I think that's just,
It sounds like such a broad thing to say, but
yeah.
I think it's important for people. And during our time, they're so turbulent,
Mm. Right.
and the public opinions are so diverse and so broad and so dynamic.
Hmm.
You can lose yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So maybe
Definitely.
it's good to be in an industry like this if you have learned to be adaptable. I mean, I hope in not a flaky way,
Hmm.
because you have to stand for something as well.
Right. Right.
You have to have some integrity.
Hmm. It seems like there's a balance between being authentic and, like you said, being adaptable. But long as you hold on to your authenticity, which is something I think you've definitely mastered for sure. Now, I want to ask you, of course, too, you've been definitely working. You have this play coming up, this gospel play, Heavenbound. I mean, you're obviously not stopping anytime soon. Can you tell us about the play that's coming out?
Well, I was invited to do that by Mr. Don Welch, and he's also starring Kenny Lattimore. But the gospel genre is something that I came across about 20 years ago or so, when Tyler Perry kind of started he was one of the people who started that genre, and he started it based on the church as the target audience. And so there's no cursing in there. Usually, very often, people really say sanctified Christians. So there's another whole, I'll call it genre,
Yeah. Hmm.
or category. It's a real Christian entertainment, because their family values. It's like Disney, but for blacks and for Christians.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, it's very joyful, and I think black people have the greatest sense of humor, and gospel people are just out to lunch, and we have such. I'm not a gospel singer. I'm a born again saved Christian, so that puts me in that category. Mentally out to lunch when it comes to humor. Just
Hmm.
um, over the top. I think they're just funnier, and maybe they're funnier because they have to reach a higher level, or they are just you're on a higher level of community or communication.
Right.
So they're always hilarious, and they're always stories about the church, somebody in the church, and they're always really ridiculously fabulous gospel singers. I'm not a gospel singer, but they've invited me to guest star.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it because the genre is just so excellent and so fun.
Right, right. Now, I know, like, with all the things you have going on, how do you take care of yourself, though? Like, what are some of your wellness routines? How do you rest with everything that you have going on?
Well, put God first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Catholic, so I can go to church every day if I have the time.
Yeah.
So actually do that. And I receive communion and go through the whole, I'll call them rituals.
Mm.
And that's really my life.
Mm.
So that's first, and that colors the day. So I go to the boss first and see, you're going to let me do this today? You're going to let me breathe today? First things first. And of course, he commands that you schedule your day, your week in a certain way, so that Saturday and Sundays, you're supposed to rest. Of course, for entertainers, that's when we work,
Mm-hmm.
generally. But if you put him first, he'll show you how you should order your day so that you rest properly. And then, and when he says rest, he wants you to put your work away and just think about him. I guarantee you, if you only do that the first hour of your day, you're going to be recharged, you're going to be refueled, you get all your worries, they're not going to be worried, they'll be concerned. You have to do things, and you're very, very responsible, but it's a whole different energy. So when you are, I guess I'm more disciplined. There's certain things that don't allow to get in my way anymore, get in there, that I probably wouldn't be paying attention to if I didn't put God first. And some things kind of sneak in there, and you know what? I don't need that. What do you say? I get my consultation. He says, "Well, Miss Melba, I think I want you to be a singer." Now, to me, that means the voice is a sacred thing. So what does it need? Okay. Most people know that singers shouldn't have dairy, fried foods, different things, kind of basic things that you know. And then after a while, you learn what your voice needs and what it can't tolerate, and what's going to give you laryngitis, what's going to make you fat and ugly. You don't want to be. And so you learn your little things, and just like you're an athlete. So the care of yourself is primates first, actually. And so, of course, you want to keep your youth and your vitality and your health, but you also have to perform really like an athlete.
Yeah.
You have to you have to look at it that way, treat it that way. I mean, like, no more potato chips, especially now since I'm a senior. I said a senior citizen. But I mean, because I'm not 30 years old anymore, so I don't have the hormones and the different things that were going on that would help you tolerate some things that now you don't have that to help you. So you can't do that anymore. You actually have to change. So, like, I mean, I don't eat fried foods anymore.
Yeah.
I don't eat pork. I don't eat a lot of meat. Eat a lot of fish, no oils. It's usually baked or microwaved so that there's no oil.
Yeah.
And I find that it just rejuvenates me so, and lots of greens, vegetables, and instead of like candies or pastries and cakes and stuff, fresh fruits.
Right.
So you replace one with the other. So, and you find out what you can do and what you can't do. You get your own little regimen here, but you really have to make the change, or you can see, so why did I get that cold? Or why is the flu going around? I caught it, or this is my throat is dry, or I think I'm getting laryngitis. I can't get laryngitis. And you find out what's doing it, and you get go on the internet or go wherever you need to find out about different foods and what they do and what things are good for you. Plenty of room temperature bottled water, because tap water is not safe pretty much anywhere you live these days. So basic things like that have to be your religion. You have to take them seriously.
Now, I wanted to ask you to, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I'll just rattle on and on and on.
But I wanted to ask you, you've had such an illustrious career. You won a Tony for Purlie. You had your TV show way back in the day. So many different things that you've done. Are there any, and I'm sure you have a lot, but is there any memorable moments that just really stand out to you? Like, what are some of your favorite moments in your career?
Oh, definitely one was getting the Tony Award, because I was not really familiar with it. I was not familiar with really being an actress, but my first job was as a public school music teacher in Newark, New Jersey. And then I went from that into doing backup studio work through someone I met, Miss Valerie Simpson. We were crossing paths there and exchanged numbers, and she got me involved into the industry that way. And then how I got my first Broadway show was from a recording session. Nothing happened I wouldn't have known where to go to audition or anything like that, but things happened for me anyway. But they happened in some unusual ways. And so I have some wonderful moments, like getting the Tony Award and being in such shock, not understanding the categories. And afterwards finding out that I was the first Black actress to receive the award for Best Supporting Actress in a Musical. So really realizing that color barriers were being broken as well. And then trying to figure out, okay, I really didn't have a manager yet. So some of the things that happened were just, I have so many moments. I'll just mention that one, and there's so many.
Now, I know you, of course, got the Hollywood star that Cat Williams paid for. I saw you got a street named after you. I mean, I can only imagine. How did that feel too? Because I don't know if you may have realized how, when the gesture of him paying, how, for, like I said, people in my generation, you are a legend. I don't know if you walk around accepting that or feeling that, that people who have really watched you so many years, how we truly value you. And to have that honor, it's just so amazing that he was able to give you those flowers. Are you able to just accept, the flowers that you're being given recently? Like I said, that Hollywood Walk of Fame star, you got the street named after you. How does that feel to just be able to accept those flowers?
I like the way you say it. I really feel wonderful. I had no shortcomings about receiving it. I'm in awe.
Yes.
I had to stop a moment. I was trying. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to try to write a speech and think about this now." I kind of really didn't think about it. It wasn't so much thinking. First of all, that so much time had already passed. You're meeting challenges. You're living a good life, and you figure out what's coming next. And then you realize all this time has passed, and some of these incredible things have really accumulated. So you stop a minute and you say, "Wait a minute here." I'm making a joke, but it's really wonderful. It's wonderful. First of all, my emotion just kind of overcame me with Mr. Cat Williams, because at the celebration of the star, it was the first time I actually met him in person. So I'm looking at him like this, and he's looking at me. And we're experiencing each other. I'm saying, oh, before I know it, I was in tears, because you just kind of realize how special this is, how once in a lifetime experience it is. It's just all so good. I don't, even though I had all the time in the world, I don't think I could write a speech to say how wonderful I felt and how I thought, yeah, I want this. I had no reason to feel any kind of rejection of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you asked that, and with the Tony Award, I was so confused.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just learning to act, so I wasn't sure that I deserved it or anything. I mean, there was so many confusing feelings that I had about it. And I'm just scared to death because I'm trying to make sure I'm doing my character. There were so many things on my mind that I'm still adjusting to. But after all of this time,
Right.
let the dust settle, you say, well, yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Yes, 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 yes. And now, many things have happened to me because I'm in that time in my life, and people, thank God, they want to give you your roses while you can smell them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of getting used to saying thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really, really, really wonderful. And I love to observe and experience the people that are doing this to me, for me, and
Mm-hmm.
who they are, and look at their lives and look at their careers, and then ask them questions. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not an interviewer or anything, but I love people. So
Mm-hmm.
I know what their heart is, what they're thinking.
Awesome. I love it. Like I said, I feel like I got a little part of this too, that I get to give you some flowers too, because this is, like I said, this is an amazing experience. Just watching you through my childhood and on television and movies, of course. This is just a blessing for our platform to be able to also give you your flowers, just because we have so many living legends that are still here. And as you said, we want to give you guys your flowers while you can smell them right now. So, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Like I said, I just love how you have so many things going on, and I think it's amazing. Of course, you have the play coming up. You still have your album. What's next? Like, do you have any plans to slow down?
Well, I'm not going at any particular speed. Everything seems to be at a good pace. But
Hmm.
fortunately, we sit down, we have several things to talk about. So it looks like I'm doing about 25,000 things at once. But I'm
Yeah.
not now. It's pretty well paced. And what I'd like to work on now, I did a performance at 54 Below, which is a little supper club in Manhattan. It's a landmark. But
Hmm.
they primarily have people who've done Broadway there. And it went really, really well. I had very little time. I would have gotten together a scripting team and everything, but I put it together myself. So it went so well. What I'd like to do now is take a moment along this journey and put together actual little theater company and mount a one-woman play with music that I'd like to tour. Maybe call Melba Moore from Broadway with Love, or Still Standing, the Melba Moore story. I've done different versions of it, but I'd like to
Hmm.
get it up, get a real theater company, and start touring it and actually work out the kinks and see what I come out with. I mean, I can always tour and do concerts and like that.
Hmm.
But I like to do a play with music, and I like to see if I can develop another comedic character
Hmm.
because I
Nice.
love comedy. And it seems like I can be funny.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Have
I
you
like,
ever done an autobiography?
well, I have some pieces of it here and there. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
it'll help me do that too.
Yeah.
If I put something up that's basically autobiographical,
Hmm.
it'll help me kind of see where I should start with that.
I think that would be really great. You know, a lot of people are putting their lives in books. I think that would be really nice. I know a lot of people would be interested. I definitely would be interested in reading a memoir from you for sure. Just hearing your experiences, I would love to read that. I know, like I said, I know a lot of fans would definitely grab that book for sure.
Thank you. But that's what my plan is. In the meantime, people present wonderful projects to me, so I'll just keep doing those, I hope.
Hmm. Hmm. Before we end everything, do you think you could leave us with a positive affirmation? Like, I love your energy is so bright. And like I said, I think maybe the fact that everybody's giving you those flowers, I'm sure that feels really good. Is there any positive affirmation you can give us? I know, like that song Imagine alone pulled
Mm.
a lot of positive energy for sure. Is there anything you can leave us with before we end everything?
Well, my thought is that I, as a person, always want to be inspiring people to look at their own lives in a way because they heard me sing a song or they saw me do a character, and always have something positive to impart to people. So it can be like one song or one project, or it can be a mega movie or something. I don't know, but something inspiring always, I hope.
Mhm. So thank you so much for your time. This has been a beautiful experience. Again, like I said, I'm blessed that I was also able to give you your flowers today. I'm just so happy to see you still going strong. And it feels great just to see you on television or to see, like I saw you on the Sherry Shepherd show recently, just to see you out and about. And I know I saw a feature of you as well on CBS Morning. So it's just great just to see our legends still here and just giving us everything that you've got. I really appreciate just hearing you. Can you tell us, for people that are tuning in, where can they go to see the play? Like, I know some people may be interested in going to see this. I know it starts next month, right?
Yes, it's going to be in Los Angeles,
Okay.
Wilshire Evil Theater.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it starts
Awesome.
on January 11th.
Okay, perfect. That's great. And I wish you all the success. I know it's going to be great. And like you said, I know Kenny Lattimore is in it. So I know that has to be something else. So again, I'm just real happy just to see your brightness. And it was a beautiful thing too to see what Kat did for you last year. Like it's nothing but a blessing just to see you getting those blessings. So it's amazing.
Well, I really appreciate your support. I thank you so much. Don't take it for granted. And I hope we could speak again too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This is the legendary Miss Melba Moore. Again, this has been a blessing just for us to give her those flowers. And I hope you guys take away some positive notes from this interview. Like, it's never too late, and just keep going strong. Your voice makes people happy. So just remember to just always try to put a smile on everyone's face. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Q Chat. Make sure you guys catch some more episodes from www.goqueen.com. Make sure you guys be safe and go love yourself.
She's a queen about her business, working hard.